session recap? Or am I taking one for the team?
Take one for the team, buddy.
Then we were exploring the house with all the magic stuff, and we found a chest. I remember that we had to get the chest, but the room is like full of place where you can't breathe. And one of our people who can't breathe, doesn't need to breathe, went up with the annoying one, which whatever.
The annoying one.
Anyway, then they're up there doing their thing, and that left the Hobbiton and Monkey's character down, waiting for them to get back, and like playing, Dixon ladders. I don't know. And then you have like Lavender, after she gets the chest, is able to get back down because she can't breathe. That like she doesn't have the ability to breathe as long as the other two cannot, like whatever that thing. So that's where we left off, and they were going to explore another part of the same room, right?
They did grab some books, came back down.
We found a portal to the Feywild and came back down with books. Lots of books.
And we had more combat with traps and all that fun stuff. Yeah. I went ahead and did it this time because this is probably the only time you'll hear my voice if Lavender doesn't talk.
R.I.P. Lavender. But yeah, so you guys had managed to escape with the box, I believe?
Yep. Lavender brought it downstairs, and she is now sitting on the chest, watching the other two play Dixon ladders.
3, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I was down there as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Although, it is 2, because...
Oh, 2 now, yeah.
Well, no, one of them's missing.
Gone back in the bag.
No.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody who is missing. I think. They're still sticking to the original plan.
Huh?
See if he's paying attention. Hobbit!
Hi, what's going on? I've got stuff in my face.
Is your character not there when mine returns?
Yeah, Monkey's not here, so I will be.
Oh, you will be? Okay, never mind.
I was gonna fuck around with Monkey while you guys were up there doing shit, but never mind.
There was a plan. There was a plan.
There's a plan.
And it's spoiled. Monkey's gone.
I mean,
well, then I'm just
as a reminder, Muse stayed downstairs with you guys, so...
Yep.
Yeah, but Gotham knows they could get away with shit right in front of Muse, and she's not gonna care.
She's not gonna care. And Lavender don't give a shit. She's just gonna sit there and watch them. As long as they don't get themselves hurt or killed.
No rage looting tower while the bitch isn't here.
So what is everybody doing then?
Lavender's sitting on top of the chest, sharpening her katana.
I believe there was a... I can now read Sylvan for the next 24 hours. I was reading through that book.
Ah, yes, the book. If it's the one I think it is, there's the big...
Fairy summoning stuff. Fae summoning stuff.
Ooh.
Yes. In there, it covers effectively how to summon and make a one-time pact with the Archfey of the Winter Court.
Ooh. What would one gain? What would one lose?
Reading it over, it warns a fair amount, saying that while the Fae are normally playful pranksters, those of the Winter Court are definitely a lot more malicious and vindictive in their pranks. Although a Fae can never lie and must abide by what it says if it tells the truth. Well, it has to tell the truth, but it says effectively, Fae can't lie. They have to tell the truth. If they agree to do something, they have to do it.
A battle of the wits, one might say. About the pact itself, any benefits that one would get, any things that they'd have to give up to make this, or is it not said?
It's not entirely said. It goes through what you effectively the materials needed, when it has to be done, where it has to be done. Along with how to properly address them and all of the stuff to go with effectively not getting yourself brutally murdered by a Fae. And it says that normally you're able to get one favor out of the Fae.
But don't say anything that would have to be done in return for getting one said favour, nor anything of what those favours could be as examples. To be able to tell the magnitude of what we could gain.
It lists a few examples, specifically things that can go horribly wrong if you misword it. One example is live forever, and the example is the Archfey effectively sticks their soul in a soul jar.
Yeah, that could go 101 different ways badly. They could just somehow...
Those are decent 5 or 6 pages of don't do this. Do not word it like this. Do not leave any loopholes, because if a Fae can find a loophole, it will abuse it.
Mm-hmm. You know, could we perhaps copy some of these books? We can give the books themselves back to Arcadia, but this is some important information.
You're talking to me?
Talk to everyone.
Who's there? I'm trying to think.
I mean, we're only gone for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think I would have probably teleported back down by now.
Oh, so yeah, true. Yeah, that book is very wordy. It would be...
Because Piscaria can only hold her breath for so long, so... I think, if I remember properly, we came back, talked, and I went back in to grab more books.
Yeah.
And I grabbed all the books that had magical aura and stuff like that. So, Nora's gonna be going back and forth through the teleport circle, but I think Piscaria's staying.
We're just grabbing all the books, aren't we?
Yep.
Oh, then I'd be going up and helping you grab them all.
Okay.
So it'll probably be in the moments that you both come down, I'd say this line before you go back up. And also for if... I was about to ask, Lavender has anything to say in mind?
She just kind of looks up from her sharpening and just glares at Muse for a second and goes back to sharpening.
I mean, by all means, she could prove me wrong. Gothon, what do you think?
My wits aren't good enough to outdo a Fae, but if you want to give it a go, by all means. I can start copying if you like. I can read Sylvan.
I would love if you could start copying this.
Okay. I'll start copying out the important parts of text.
Loved my own wits against a Fae. Very intriguing.
Scaria, how fast do we have to give those books? I mean, clearly their attention's gonna be on what's in this freaking chest.
Hey DM,
Yep.
how long do we have to give all of this stuff over to Arcadia?
Once.
I mean, we're bringing back like a beating chest of deathly spores. Surely that's going to be their priority, and they won't mind if we keep the books for a little bit, right? Right. Right.
It's generally when you get back, you just go, here's what we found.
Then I communicate that.
But
Can
we'll
that
be
do?
going, here's what if we found, give them the chest, and then we'll, a few days later, oh, hey, by the way, we also found those books. Yeah? That totally
Or
works, right?
a better solution for if we have found these books of importance. We copy out everything important.
Do you know how
Out.
long it takes to copy a book?
We have days, we have probably weeks.
The
If not-
expedition was due to take a couple of days. You've got giving time for Leo time. Yeah, you got a couple of days.
And we have many hands on deck. We're not rewriting the entire book. We're just taking the important information out of everything we want. Maybe even cues and triggers to remind ourselves what we found. Any incantations, rituals, or very specific things should be noted precisely and kept on hand. Then we can, after the 2 days are up, teleport back to Arcadia, return the books, the heart, and tell them the information we found about some Wild portal. We are not lying. And they have no real reason to suspect that we took things for ourselves.
In the crates and studies and stuff, did we find like things like parchment, ink, quills?
It's pretty old and some of it just crumbles apart, but you managed to find some sturdier parts. Yeah.
So we would have the materials to copy some of it. I mean, we can give it a try. Piscaria, your rules, you're more familiar with them. I don't really care, but I want to know what's in those books.
I don't see my superiors taking too much offense with us using up the rest of the time of the expedition. I'd just be worried about who would not be spending time to study the books and what they would do with the time instead, as we are quite far out of Arcadia, and if I teleport back, they'll go, why isn't everyone with you?
Indeed, we use the time to our fullest advantage. It is there for a reason. Plus, with the bureaucracy and how busy they all are, we will not be missed for such a small amount of time.
They're hanging out in the bottom of the house, aren't they?
Yeah, the basement.
In the basement. Is that where they're gonna be staying?
Is that where you guys are going to be staying?
I don't know, there's kind of a room full of plants that attacked us on the way here.
So they need to make camp outside. Okay.
Oh god, yeah, you guys are in the super basement.
Yeah, we're in the super basement. We could try and bring things back to... I think it was the first floor that had a table and things like that.
Well, first floor and second floor seem like probably a good place to just make camp.
Means we'll have to go through the the room with the plants, but I think we burned most of those.
I think you pretty much burned the straight path.
Is any of those rooms have a fireplace?
Ah, on the ground floor there was.
Okay. So if she's hearing everything, okay. So with all of that being said, they're going to be staying for a while. Lavender is going to get up and go. Sorry, and kind of start. She picks up the chest with her, and looks at Jamie. Sorry, say your character's name again.
Pescaria.
Jamie.
I said
He
Pescaria.
replied
Pescara.
Wistaria. Okay, sorry.
Pescaria.
Wistaria. Okay, so she looks at her and okay. I know y'all say ground floor. I'm gonna say first floor, so she's gonna hold up the number 1 to her and just start walking up back to the stairs.
Pescaria just nods.
She will be going up there, and if she does plants, apparently, will actually try to attempt to make a fire in the fireplace.
Fair. Can you roll me a survival just see, like, you know, how much paper you can scrounge up, that kind of stuff. Going outside, maybe gathering a bit of tinder.
Okay. Just close my laptop. Hold on. I'll log right back into it. It's no big. I'm about to be on the road. You said survival?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. There we go. Just take forever to lose. There we go. Survival.
Also, I have a way of being able to gather a lot of paper. We're not going to run out of paper.
Oh yeah, there's books.
How so?
There's a library upstairs.
True.
Oh god.
Did it show up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it showed up. Yeah, you managed to.
She finds some things.
Yeah, you managed to find loads of tinder, loads of things. You managed to get a decent-sized fire going. Also, while you were outside, you managed to spot seemed like some kind of animal tracks. Seemed fairly recent.
Can she go hunt them?
You can go follow the tracks if you want. Yeah.
Are you sure you want to go on your own?
She's kind of a loner anyway, so yeah, she kind of looks at the tracks
Red lavender.
and she follows them.
Fair. These seem quite interesting. It seems almost kind of like I'm trying to think, like a cross between like a bird's foot and something else. I will draw it on the map. It's sort of a very stickily looking sort of. It's a cross between like birds and claws.
How big is it?
As a note, we are on the general world map.
Yes.
Okay.
It is down by Casasani.
Oh, okay.
That's drawing.
I see it.
Seems maybe 3-4 feet. The creature, not the footprint. It seems pretty small.
Would she know what it is being from The general area.
What knowledges do you have?
I have skills, diplomacy, and knowledge. Dungeoneering, nature. Yeah, she has dungeoneering and nature.
Give me a knowledge nature. You do not recognize this footprint at all.
Damn.
You have no idea what it is.
Her curiosity is piqued. So it's a 3 to 4 feet. All right, so 3 to 4 feet. I'm trying to think. That's like a turkey, huh?
I'd say a bit bigger than a turkey, right?
A little bigger than a turkey, yeah. Okay. She's gonna keep following the tracks and listening for some type of bird-like creature.
Fair. Can you roll me a survival to follow the tracks? And while you're doing that, we will go back to everyone else.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, you're right. Turkey is about 3 to 4 feet.
Ha! I know my turkeys.
I mean, you do live in a farm, so.
I have chickens. They're not turkeys.
Granted,
Different.
I've never seen a turkey in person before.
You've never seen a turkey in person?
Why would we see a turkey in person?
Only time I see them is on Thanksgiving or
Christmas?
Christmas.
I mean, I meant
No,
the
I
live
mean the
one.
live turkey.
Oh, yeah, well, no, we've seen those too. My dad. Never mind. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, what's everyone else doing?
I guess we're starting to move all of the books and stuffs to the main livable area.
Fair. Yeah, it takes a fairly long time. A couple of the plants kind of start to slither towards you as you walk back up and down. Though the plants seem to realize that attacking you is probably just going to end up with them getting burnt. Takes all of the books is probably if all of you are doing it.
I speak in Sylvan to tell them piss off. Because I could do that. So just using the most of the fact I now have Sylvan as share language.
The plants seem to sort of like shrivel back slightly as you do that. Takes probably 10 minutes to move all the books up if all of you are helping.
Yeah.
They're fairly big, heavy bound tomes. Can move maybe like two or three under each arm at once. End up with a decent pile of like 20-30 books.
Oh, there is a lot. Okay.
A lot of books.
What's the total weight of all these books?
It's 2 pounds to a kilogram, right? I'm trying. It's you're looking at total weight.
I do have some space in my bag.
Same.
2.2.
I have a bag of holding that's not being used.
Yeah, you're looking at about £3 per book.
And how many books?
I think I said. Let's go with 20 just for so you're looking about £60.
Let me check how much I've got in my handy haversack.
Same.
While they're going to check these, I'm going to just open the first page of each book, note down the language.
I have enough space in my.
Did you say
handy
£60 total?
Yeah.
I have a whole bag of holding one that can take £250.
Yeah,
we're good.
I also have space in my handy haversack for that amount, so whatever, we can take them back easy.
I'm putting them into piles based on language.
I jumble them up as we chuck them in the bags.
We want to read them first.
Okay.
Prize. Yeah, Minton. Are they all in Sylvan or are they in other languages as well?
It's mostly Sylvan.
Are there any that aren't?
Aklo.
I don't recognize that language, so put that to the side. Go back. Any others?
A couple in old Arcadian.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Welcome back.
We do have access to comprehend languages, so
Yep, that
Nice.
is. Yeah.
What language are these books in then?
That's what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Sylvan, Aklo, and Ancient Arcadian.
Sylvan what in Ancient Arcadian?
Aklo.
I can't speak that.
what is that?
Aklo
I'll read that one.
is. Aklo is spoken by Darrow, inhuman or otherworldly monsters, and evil fae. This ancient tongue is spoken by strange eldritch entities and certain ancient beings.
Okay.
I have a quick question. Would my character know that it was a bird figure, like based off the feet, even though she doesn't know what it is?
It doesn't look like a bird. In fact, you're not even sure if it looks like a normal creature. You've not seen a creature which feet looks like this.
Okay, because I was if she's assuming it's gonna fly, may actually go back and get someone. But she can continue until she sees it and then make that call once she's.
Its feet look strange to you.
Okay. So she has an idea if it can fly. But she doesn't know if it can fly yet.
I'd say with that survival, looking at like how deep it is, it looks as though it has claws and its feet are going in quite deep. So you don't think it can fly.
Okay. Ooh,
It does seem to be quite fast and nimble on its feet, though.
fast though, yeah. So I was thinking. Just FYI, she's gonna kind of look at the tracks and kind of think for a second. She is going to go back and who can shoot arrows? Is it just Gorthon that can?
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna like tap Gorthon on the shoulder and just make a notion, just like say, "Come with me," like a little like throw her hand towards her and just keep walking. Does Gorthon follow though?
Yeah, but I say, hang on a sec, let me finish reading the book.
She kind of sighs and just taps her foot and crosses her hands over, and then just looks at it and puts up like 3 minute like fingers that say 3 minutes. She goes and waits outside for him.
Fair.
If you want, you can take Sorrel to assist in whatever it might be.
I'm sure we'll be fine, God knows what it could be. She only come up to light a fire, didn't she?
True.
I take it we don't actually know what she's been doing out there. She
No.
didn't say.
No.
As far as you're concerned, she went outside, came back.
Can I have a look at the book with the funny language that nobody reads?
The funny Eklan language, yes.
Yeah, that one. I want to read that one.
Want to read that one?
Yeah.
Talks all about the Winter Court.
Boring. I tell them that and throw it at them and go outside.
Did you?
I take my helm off and throw it at Muse. Here, use that.
I said, does anyone want to make a knowledge planes or knowledge arcana?
Okay.
Actually,
Sure.
not knowledge arcana, just knowledge planes.
Okay.
Sure.
I need to reopen my character sheet. Sorry.
My face when Muse rolls an 18 and I roll a 7.
Character sheet, please.
I mean, Muse probably could have, danced.
I could have bullshit my way in of this court thing, but this is some serious business.
Yeah, there's no way I know more than Piscaria. It's like one of my best checks, but whatever. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. My best checks are use magic device. And yeah, that's the best I have.
Okay, with that check, for those that don't necessarily know how Fae work in regular law, the Feywild and Old Fae are under 4 courts represented by the 4 seasons: summer, winter, autumn, and spring. They all represent different aspects of emotion as Fae do. They are effectively living emotions. The Winter Court, which most of the books seem to reference in this one, are malicious and vindictive emotions, whereas some are more like jovial, prank, happiness, glee, that kind of stuff, whereas the Winter Court is anger, spite, malice.
Okay.
You'd also know that the Winter and the Summer Court are the 2 big ones. The Spring Court and the Autumn Court are smaller and generally aren't referenced as much.
Right. Can I put the Helm of Comprehend Languages on, as unstylish as it is, and start reading and noting down anything that I deem as important down from the book into some other parchment?
Yep. It details the history of the Winter Court, how to know where you're going in the Feywild if you're trying to get to their court. It details names, but specifies that they're not true names of a decent amount of high-ranking Fey in the Winter Court.
Well, just things to reference them by if you meet them, I guess.
Yeah. How to recognize them, what kind of personality they have. Whether, they'll just tell you to bugger off, or whether they'll, as a prank, turn you inside out. Other than that, I don't really find much more in the book. It's mainly just detailing the Winter Court and all the nuances with it.
It's a beginner's guide lore book to the Winter Court, basically.
Yeah.
I will keep note of everything in here,
Oh.
then.
It is extremely in detailed. It's not a beginner's guide. It's like, this is exactly how you reference the Knight of the Winter Court. And it's like, there's lots of details in there that you don't really think are relevant whatsoever. But you never know if they'll be useful or not.
But one could argue it's in here for a reason.
One could most certainly.
I don't think we need to return this book. It is of nothing of importance to anything that Arcadia might need.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, sense motive.
I mean, it's gonna be pathetic. Amuse, how is your deception these days?
42.
Muse seems to be telling the truth. Whether
It-
you
It doesn't matter whether whether the Arcadians need the contents or not. It needs to be logged. At least it was found. I'm sure you could submit a request form to get it back if it's really so unimportant to Arcadia.
whether you believe that a book in some random language which nobody has understood is relevant or not is entirely up to you.
It merely outlines how to address the Fae, what to do, what to not do, how to go about the little nuances, where to go to not get killed, who to avoid to not get killed, reference them to not get killed, etc., etc., etc.
Hey, Minson,
Yep.
how much of that do I already know?
Oh,
I rolled a 2. God damn.
not that much.
Fair.
This book is like the favorite flower of the seer of the winter court is the night and blossom. It's lots of absolutely strange stuff that you'd never think relevant.
Still, Piscari's point stands. It needs to be catalogued, though I'm sure you could request it back.
And how long would that take for me to request such a thing back?
If I expedite it with the correct seals, probably a couple of hours if it's really unimportant. If it does end up being important, well, I can't say for sure if it is important, but if it really is unimportant, as you say, then probably a couple hours if I expedite it.
I find a great interest in such of these things. And it is merely a law book that I'm sure they already know about anyway. Very well, I'll note down what I want definitely for myself, and I will try and get the rest back later. On to the rest of the books.
I'm just assuming Piscari's got like 3 at once. One that
Yeah,
has and
I
2
would be
supported by
reading
Mage Hand.
also. I would be reading also. One of the books that were chained up. I would be reading one of those.
How would you
I'm
get the
trying to
chains off
skim
it?
read for information.
Pretty sure you said that it was just, like, easy to remove? Because I asked about it. I was like, will I need to go get our rogue for it? And you were like, nah.
Oh no, that was because you asked whether they were chained to the bookshelf or not.
Oh,
This is the book being chained closed itself.
okay, then I would turn to the rogue who disappeared in somewhere? Damn it.
There does not seem to be a lock on these chains. In fact, it seems to be just one bit of chain going around it.
Can I slip it off the book?
This chain is done up tight. It's like it's looped around the top and around the side, but it does seem like it's just one bit of chain which is joined together. So I'll draw another diagram. If the chains are going up and around the book like that, and also around like that, it actually looks as though at this point the chains actually interlink.
Okay,
Hey, Minton,
like
can we
the
make a spellcraft
wrapper
check?
over.
Can we make a spellcraft check to see if we can figure out the properties and how to unlock said chains?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
39.
Well, you're fairly certain they're magical.
Given.
How precise is your disintegrate?
Mm.
I wonder if I've managed to figure out the properties using the spellcraft there.
I mean, they don't seem to be made out of anything special.
So it's just tightly sealed with the chain.
Well, it seems magical, but the metal just seems to be regular steel. You reckon there's probably a command word to undo them?
Okay, 2 questions. Do I have any guess what that command word might be? Do I think bad shit will happen if I... Okay, 3 questions. Do I think bad shit will happen if we open this book? Do the chains count as a separate object to the book?
The chains count as a separate object. Or hang on, for
Cool.
what purpose?
For disintegrate.
How does disintegrate work again?
When used against an object, the ray simply disintegrates as much as a 10-foot cube of non-living matter. Though I'd want to do it more precise and only wreck the chains. Thus, the spell disintegrates only part of any very large object or structure targeted.
Did you mention that you're looking for a command word?
And yes.
I say open in Sylvan.
You see a book off to the side pops open.
I'm going to mage hand that one over to me.
Oh,
Yoink. Yeah, so do we have any guess on the command word for the chain book or chain books?
that was one of the ones that just popped open. Clink.
Oh.
Things pop off it.
Okay, I'm mage handing that one over to me. What language does the one that Noah was investigating seem to be in? Do I need to make a linguistics?
What languages do you know?
A fuck ton?
Let me just paste the list.
Oh, I'm trying. So the one Noah's holding,
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be bound in some sort of like almost white-looking leather.
But what language does it appear to be in?
It's changed so you can't see inside.
There's not even like a title on the cover.
Why do you think I opened them all and looked inside first for all the ones I could?
I'll give you this one. This book seems to be if you had to guess what leather it was bound in, it'd be elf leather.
I'm going to communicate that, then say open in Elvish.
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay. And what's in the one that popped open when it was said in Sylvan? And in fact, just because I can, I'm going to cycle through and say open in every single one of my languages and see if I can pop open any of the others.
Cool. Can you make me a will save? Can everyone in the room make me a will save?
Ah, fuck.
Is this one
No.
wisdom?
You guys suck. Glad I'm not there.
Yeah, alright.
Oh, God. Which language was it that caused the will save?
Necro.
Oh, fuck.
Does Sarul have to make a save as well, or not?
Cerule wouldn't know. The one in Nora's hand pops open and flips itself open as you say open in Necryl, and out comes a loud wail sounding almost like a banshee.
Oh god.
Uh,
Hey, Minton, does this count as a spell?
no. Eventually the screaming stops, though you still have a splitting headache. And Pescaria and Noor, you're not entirely sure why, but you've just got goosebumps on the back of your neck, almost like there's something there, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Looking around the room, doesn't seem to be anything there.
I'm going to immediately go ahead and...
Guess the invisibility.
Yeah. Yep, it's second level as well. Yep, I'm dropping see invisibility on myself. Like, now.
Hey, anything nearby?
It is they're invisible and ethereal.
Oh, can it do ethereal as well?
Yes. Such creatures are visible to you with translucent shapes, allowing you to easily discern the difference between visible, invisible, and ethereal.
What is the matter with you two?
I don't know.
Something's in the room.
Yeah, it's.
Yes,
weird.
us.
Minton?
I am just looking something up.
I don't like this.
It does seem very strange to you.
Do I not see any translucent shapes looking around the room? I see ethereal.
You do see it seems to just be a flicker of energy. Almost, it just seems almost like the haze of the mirage.
What to identify?
Knowledge, religion.
It had to be religion, didn't it? This is one of my actually not good knowledges.
It's a flickering, like, mirage light thing. You're not even sure if it's there. It's, a couple of flickering lights, a bit of a heat haze.
I am going to communicate what I see. Do we all have a shared language that's not common? Still speak Auran, right?
Yes.
I'm communicating that in Auran.
Okay. Any clue where it is exactly?
I point out where I see it and say,
There seem to be two.
oh, okay. I point out where both of them are and say, I can only see it when I've got see invisibility on. And I'm not entirely sure it's there.
I'll walk over to wherever he pointed to.
She?
It's because I was hearing your voice then. Wherever she pointed to.
Mm-hmm.
See nothing in front of me at all, do I?
Nope. Feels slightly colder, but
I poke.
you poke
Poke thin air?
You poke thin air. Nothing happens.
What's in the book?
I turn around, walk one step forward, draw the scimitar, 180, slice the air. Nothing.
Nope.
You're going insane, Pescaria. There's nothing there.
It's on the ethereal plane. Okay, let me just ping something to myself so I can actually read this better.
It blocks ethereal creatures as well as material ones.
Yep.
Creatures can usually circumvent the wall by going around it.
I can't believe I'm going to actually waste this.
Minton, flat vertical plane whose area is up to 1 10-foot square per level. Can I basically build that into a cube around us? If I wanted to.
Mm. No.
Okay, so it does have to be a flat line.
Mm-hmm.
Go
If you-
ahead, Sarab. It's okay.
If you cast it 6 times,
Plus,
Yeah, I don't
look
have
at
the
the
slots for that.
duration.
Yeah. I don't have the slots
Yeah.
for that.
each casting makes a single flat wall.
Yep, gotcha. Just wanted to check. Because I would know how that would work. I'm not going to bother spell swapping for that then. Go ahead, Sarab. Unless you want to switch over to Lavender and
Yeah, we'll swap over
Gorthon.
for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's switch back to Lavender and Gorthon.
Come back to that. So Lavender's still waiting outside for Gorthon. I guess she's not waiting long since he kind of speed read and came back out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she, when she sees him, she would like grab him by the arm and pull him over to look at the tracks.
That is not what Gorthwood is thinking, as he's had his arm being dragged into God knows where. Where are we going?
She just kind of looks at him and points down at the tracks again, and she actually takes her fingers and does like the thing where she points them at her eyes and then like points them to the ground. Like, look here, idiot.
Do I see the tracks?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are we following these tracks?
She nods slowly, and then she makes like the symbol of like shooting a bow, and then like quiet and start.
Is she dying
You-
for everyone or just me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to murder an innocent creature?
She doesn't respond. Keeps following the tracks.
Has this thing harmed you in any way?
Like, and keeps tracking.
How does Gorthon respond to this?
She kind of broke up. I didn't really hear. But I'm just going to keep following for now. A very confused look on my face. Is there any more tracks or just the one?
Do you recognize the tracks?
What knowledges does Gorthon have?
Knowledge is... He's not knowledgeable. I have knowledge to engineering, local nature.
Do you want to
Not
roll me
very
knowledge
good.
nature?
Yay, full low skills.
Jesus
Called it.
Christ.
Never mind.
It's a cow. It's a pig. It's a
Looks
dog.
like a bird, maybe. Not sure. It's got claws. A bird wolf. A wolf bird. I don't know.
It's a dragon.
It's the smallest dragon.
For considering the stories you've heard of the Arcadian League, for all you know, it might be like a carnivorous snake pigeon.
Snake pigeon. Tasty to cook.
How long would you guys keep tracking it for?
Until she lets go of my arm.
Well, let go of his arm now. She was just dragging him over to look at the tracks. She's in front of him right now, tracking it.
For a reasonable distance that doesn't take us too far away from the tower.
Yeah, she's not going to go too far away. She's going to still be able to see, like, at least be able to see the tower behind her in a distance before but she won't go further than that.
Fair, you can see the tower gets lost in the trees quite quickly, so you wouldn't go in like more than a minute or two's walk. You can see, however, the tracks seem to lead further and deeper into the woods.
Lavender. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what you can see from the tracks is that the tracks are quite recent. It seemed to make its way near to the tower, judging by the effectively how deep and how fresh the tracks are while you guys were in it. But then it left again.
Oh, sorry, my phone messed up. Okay, what'd you saying?
It arrived and left while you guys were in the tower.
And how long were we in the tower for? Quite a while, I assume.
Been there for a few hours, I imagine.
Yep.
It's your call. You dragged me out here.
She verbally, you could hear her sigh. She kind of looks back at Gorthon and kind of smirks and continues to follow the tracks.
Good call. I'm bored in there. Let's go.
All right, she continues to follow them.
Very well.
We're so gonna die.
So, wait.
Tracks of one turns into tracks of thousands. Can I look around and see if there's any more tracks, or if it is just this one that we're following?
Yeah, roll survival.
Wrong tab. Yay, that's better.
Jesus.
Hey, that was my book.
Oh, and half my ranger level. That 11, so another 5, so 47.
Oh.
I haven't hit that 50 mark yet.
It seems as though this is the only... The only creature, though. It seems as though it didn't seem as though it's hunting or anything. It seems as though it was more stalking away. It takes about probably 15 minutes of walking as the woods get darker and darker and the trees start to close in around you. Before you hear off in the distance what sounds like something eating. You can hear the sound of flesh being ripped from bone.
Stealth closer and take a look.
Yeah, stealth and close.
Can I have a stealth
I'm gonna
perception?
see how her stealth is and if she's really quiet. I'm gonna tell her to stay behind. Because I haven't seen her in action.
Can somebody roll stealth for me? I'm almost home.
It was a bad roll.
Oh, I thought I was rolling for.
I don't have access to her sheet, so I can't do
I
that.
don't have access.
You should have access to Lavender Sheet Hobbit.
I do not.
Well, I've got it.
It's not listed in the character section for me. I only get Sorab and Toby and myself.
I will need to fix that. I'll take the first one.
Well, this is certainly turning into an interesting day.
You guys can. Hobbit, you can hear that Lavender is making not a fair amount of noise, but enough that you can hear the the chewing and the ripping almost stop. It keeps going slowly, but it definitely seems as though it's noticed you guys.
I'll stop her immediately. And, like, gesture that she's being loud. Or that I'm
Alright.
being loud. You never know, it might need hit me too.
Alright. She'll stop and let the rogue stealthy person go first.
I'm not a rogue. You just
You
have better
technically
stealth
are.
than the rogue. Well, I'm not a full rogue. I have one in it. Is there any sort of vantage point nearby that I can sneak to and take a peek?
The trees are blocking this out. You might be able to like climb from tree to tree, but you'd basically have to be on top of it in order to see down.
Sure, we'll go with that. That sounds like fun. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like I'll fall out the tree on top of it or anything. Let's go.
I mean, there are other ways. You know, you could just sneak along.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
the fun in that? Let's go up the tree.
Sure.
He sees him climbing up the tree. I don't think. I guess she would follow him. Yeah, she'll follow him up.
Can you both roll me a climb?
God.
What could go wrong?
It could be worse.
Mm.
Hey! I know I missed you too. I know.
I'm still under the assumption she's
Hi,
seen
Alex.
this thing.
Hey!
Hi. Now fuck off, I'm playing D&D. Gets to a seat.
I would never tell my puppy that. Yeah, I know.
Kill the dog.
Start making my way along the tree branches towards it.
You managed to make your way up into the tree branches and start to make your way towards the noise. Can you roll me a perception?
I
was
perceive
a
a
chicken.
rooster. You lie to a sentence.
It
God, how
is a
bad am I
bird.
rolling?
Is that the noise that makes?
Yes, that is the noise it makes.
Oh my god. If there is a creature that's like a rooster, that would be the most fucked up, terrible creature on the planet, and I would run.
There
You
is, I'm
cannot
thinking
hear
what I
the
could do.
noises of it anymore. The noises seem to be gone.
Did it sound like it was moving away at all? Or did the noise just stop completely?
The noises have just stopped completely.
There was no footsteps or anything of it running away.
Nope.
I will continue edging closer. At least if it's gone, we'll be able to see what it killed.
To be fair, if it actually did make
Or-
that noise, it could be a cockatrice.
That's what I was thinking of. Say, if not, whatever we're following could have been killed by this bigger thing.
Mm.
That's always a fun.
Hello? Oh great, my internet is dying.
And you can see this thing looks almost like a vague, twisted human face, except it's absolutely tiny, has claws where its feet would normally be.
My internet died and I didn't catch any of that. Sorry.
And its only
Right.
defining features are the large scythe it is carrying and the blood red cap it is wearing on its head.
Oh, fuck.
What this? I have genuinely no idea what this is.
This a red
Yeah, me
cap.
neither.
Yep. Yep, I knew that.
See, you say that, and I think I doubt that's a mushroom.
Yeah, I know, right?
Behind would have.
I've been reading the 5e lore on red caps. I realised.
Gorthon, what's your AC?
Low as fuck. No, I buffed it recently. The AC's 25.
I'm gonna roll to
dear.
confirm this crit.
Yay! Get one shot, get one shot, get one shot.
Oh, thank God.
So the DM can use physical dice.
Yeah, the DM can.
How far behind was Lavender? Like she was climbing up.
Maybe 20 feet behind.
Okay.
And then it's gonna kick you with its feet, try and rake you with its claws. And fail horribly. And can we roll initiative at this point?
Oh God.
Sure.
For those two, right?
Hmm?
Just for those two, right?
Yeah, just for those two. I mean, you guys can roll it if you want. I'll just skip your turn, but nah, don't clog up my turn order.
Oh, I was just about to as well.
Wait, did it roll? I don't know.
Yep.
Yep.
You rolled a natural 1.
Yeah. Hey, if I'm gonna roll it on that, I'd rather roll it on another.
How much damage did I take?
Oh yeah, it does still do regular damage, doesn't it?
Actually, no, it's not like I'm already starting this fight. Quarter HP down.
17.
I swear to God, I'm gonna get course.
Hang on. No, not recap. Red cap.
Red cap. Yeah. I'm gonna get Gorthon kill. What is my theme?
That's
just
the turn
over
order.
half health starting this fight.
Oh.
It's fine, you'll pincushion this thing eventually.
That's 48 health left.
The red cap is gonna take another swing at you. That's gonna hit. Not gonna crit though.
Are you I'm sorry, I had to switch over. Switch. Is it hitting me or is it hitting Gorthon?
Hitting Gorthon for 14.
14.
Yep, and then it's gonna try and rake you with his feet. And
34.
Oh God.
isn't gonna do anything.
Oh God. I haven't even looked at this.
It's Gorthon's go. This thing you can see has like sharp fangs. It's got like massive incisors.
How high up in a tree are we?
About maybe 30, 40 feet. These are big trees. There you go. There's a picture.
So it's probably not a good idea to jump out of the tree.
Yep. Nope. Except it has claws instead of the boots.
Is there another tree branch I can kind of jump to from where I am?
Oh yeah, it'd be an acrobatics and an attack of opportunity, but it would mean they would have to jump across.
Sure, why not? Let's go for it. What could go
Alright.
wrong?
You manage to leap across the other branch, and it misses.
Oh, thank fuck for that. And I will turn round and shoot it. I take it it's not a human, undead, or elf?
Nope.
Didn't think so. Die, bitch, die.
A red cap is a murderous fae.
Oh, I didn't make it my quarry. Oh, I forgot I just got that.
I mean, you only get the first shot, but goddamn, that's a beautiful crit.
I mean, that's a pretty spicy crit. What's that total? That's
Just the crit confirm as well.
yeah, of course that fucking confirms.
79.
You stick an arrow right into this thing's head, and it falls to the ground. Falls right out of the tree onto its back, and you can see its body almost starts to bubble and wither and turns to leaves as it disappears.
Can I take a look around to see if there's any more?
Yeah, roll perception.
Not with the bad perception rolls.
Looking around, there doesn't seem to be any more.
I'm gonna also be looking around for additional enemies.
Oh yeah, the only thing that is left on the ground at this point is a stained red cap.
Ooh. Okay, wait. Where's
Red caps are fun.
abilities, skills, perception? Why can't I think today? Okay, there it is. Doo-doo.
Doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Oh god, I got the same thing as you. Huh. Okay, she's gonna jump down and investigate the leaves and pick up the red cap.
Picking up the red cap, you can feel that it is both soggy and still warm with fresh blood. Seems as though it's been dyed in the last minute or so.
What was the thing eating, ripping, tearing into?
Making your way
Downtown.
downtown through the undergrowth, you manage to find a freshly dead, half-eaten corpse of an elf wearing some kind of robes.
You say an elf?
Yep.
Yeah.
Seem to have leaf green robes. You can see there's some brown on them. Looks almost like a druid of some sorts.
The plot thickens.
Can I search it to see if there's any evidence of where he come from?
Oh yeah.
Lavender is still on guard while he's searching.
Searching through his corpse, he doesn't seem to have much on him. You can see he's got a staff laying to the side. It just seems to be a simple quarterstaff, though. Seems as though it was quite easily disarmed by the red cap. In his pockets, there's some material components. Basic things. There's grass. You do manage to find, however, that his body seems to be tattooed with thorns, vines, and flowers.
Lavender's gonna go up to the body and look it over. Would she recognize this person?
Nope.
Okay. She is going to where the tattoos are. She's going to use her katana and cut them off.
I'm going to stop you doing that. Fucking weirdo.
Goddamn weebs.
Gorthon says no.
She kind of like
What
looks at
the
him
hell are you
strangely.
doing? First of all, you lead me into the ambush with this fucking thing. Now you're going to mutilate a dead body. I do not think so.
She sighs and she's just like rubbing her head in frustration, and she's she just seems like lost. Like she wants to try to figure out, and then she kind of thinks for a second, and she pulls out of her backpack. She had paper. I think she had paper. Don't usually they have paper?
Some kits do, some don't.
I know. Shoot. Let me look.
Depends if you kept any after making the fire.
Well, she was going outside to get twigs. I don't think she would have. No, she could have stuffed her pockets with that. Let me. I got all this weird stuff. I don't know if I actually got paper. I have cake making utensils. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. What? I don't even know. Just.
I would like to take the body back with us to the tower.
Well, yeah. Okay.
The whole body, not pieces of the body.
Oh. Okay. She kind of. Oh, well, does he? That's what he tells her.
Yep.
She sighs and nods her head. Basically, she was going to write down the words ID, like to ID him.
Yeah, we take the body, not parts of the body, you weirdo.
But yeah, so she puts her katana away, and is he picking up the quarterstaff?
I'll shove it in a bag of holding.
Okay. What about the robes?
On the body, I imagine?
Yeah.
What about you,
Stripped.
Gorthon? Are you cutting the tattoo off?
Okay, then she's just making sure he picks it all up. Okay, 1 second.
What are you guys doing with the body?
Bringing it back to the tower. No, I'm going to take it back to civilization. Identified and buried humanely.
Fair. It'd be probably about another 20 minutes to get back. So yeah, by the time you get back is whenever everyone's finished reading all the books in there.
So-
We're kind of in the middle of a situation, but sure,
Oh,
we finished reading all the books.
Oh, okay, yeah. Your situation.
Did you see the message about Sarab casting Blink and going to investigate it?
Well, I cast Blink and I'm going to investigate it. There we go, sorted.
I would also like to read the first page of the book that provoked that thing. Try and get a clue of what the hell is going on.
Sorry for a big wall of text. It basically puts me 50% in the ethereal plane. I can see and interact with things on the ethereal plane. I go pokey the thing in the ethereal plane.
It seems.
If it's even there for me.
Seems as though, yeah, there's nothing there. For you, at least.
I waft my hand, like, enough so that when I'm in the material plane, they can see where I'm wafting, and then, actually, they can see invisibility, they can see me on
I can see you.
Yeah. Is it here?
All I know is there's something creepy here.
Noah can just see me occasionally, like, 3 seconds in material plane wafting air, and then I go out, then I go invisible, then I come back wafting, then I go invisible again.
She's where I can see it, right?
Yeah.
Definitely right there. I wonder if it's an illusion of some kind. Well, this day is certainly interesting now.
Pull out my kukri and start jabbing into wherever this thing is. There is nothing here. There is literally nothing.
What's in the book?
In the book, seems to be. I'm trying. I'm presuming Pescara would read it since she has Necro.
No, I mean, I
oh.
have comprehend languages.
Oh yeah, you have comprehend languages. In the book, it talks about necromancy. Specifically, it talks about stealing life energy and giving it to either other people or objects.
Nothing about the defense mechanism on it?
Nope.
Well, this is about creepy magics.
I want to spend the entire week. I want to read everything that there is to have.
I kind of want to read this one.
Minton, the book that popped open when it was said in silver and that mage handed over to me, what's in that one?
Talks about Spriggans
Ooh.
and the biology of Spriggans.
I will communicate that.
What are Spiggins?
Tree spirits.
Okay.
I continue just flicking through other pages, briefly getting there, basically forming a blurb in my head and going, interesting, interesting, not interesting, not interesting, not interesting, interesting, not interesting, interesting.
If you see anything about elemental magic, shoot it my way.
Will do.
And I'll read anything that you two aren't interested in.
Effectively, a Spriggan is a forest, right? That are fond of old ruins, cairns, that kind of stuff.
Basically, quick summary of just briefly of the different books that I found then. Rather than reading them thoroughly through.
Necromancy are mainly, as I said, stuff to use to give other things life, raising things from the dead as zombies. Herbomancy, I'm trying to think if that's the thing, plant magic. Mainly around spores, that kind of stuff. And then all of the books to do with the Fae. So it's a combination of like druidic plant magic, necromancy, and Fae magic, or just the Fae in general.
I spend most of my time looking up the Fae stuff and the life force giving draining thing of necromancy. I'm not asked about the raising dead.
Fair. And it's about at this point that Gorthon and Lavender walk back in.
So, did you get enough fire? What the fuck?
You just... Oh, this woman.
Why do you have a dead body with you?
Well,
Not
I
judging,
didn't
just
know...
curious.
Yeah, I didn't know where we were going. We were following tracks that I assume Lavender found. Like always, she wouldn't open her mouth, so I had no idea where we were going. We were attacked by this thing, and I hold my hand out for the bit of cloth that was Lavender has. Would I have known it's a red cap? Would I know that's what it was after seeing it?
You don't even have knowledge planes trained, do you?
Hey Minton, do I need to make a check?
Presuming that Lavender gives the hat, yeah, make a check.
That's 29.
With a
Even
nat
with an actual
one.
one. Yep.
With a nat one, that a red cap's cap.
Ah, you found a red cap.
Yeah, I found it. I shot it. It's dead. And we assume this thing killed this guy. We're bringing back whole and not pieces of lavender.
I'm not going to ask.
You don't want to know.
And I think I will be not asking either.
Well,
Good
if
job
we can
coming out
take
of
this
the cab.
back to civilization and get it identified very commonly.
Do I recognise him, or would I have any way of recognising him, Minton?
Do you have knowledge local?
I have knowledge all.
Yeah, cool. Use knowledge local.
Good job.
Fuck's sake. That's
I'll
still a
do the same.
25. Still a 25.
I mean, I hear 2 nat ones in a row is pretty funny. There was a 1 in 400 chance right there.
Yep.
I mean, looks like a druid of some description. You know, there are various druid circles around. Some of them have different ways of showing which circle they're part of. You don't recognize this one, though.
Interesting.
I like to take it back to wherever we just come from, Arcadia, and let his friends' family know. Give the body back if possible. Or just let Arcadia deal with it. But I couldn't just leave him in the woods, half dead, half eaten. Full dead, half eaten. That's what I meant.
Very noble. You. I mean, he's dead. He's no use to me, unless the information that we can get from his corpse or anything. Do you know where he came from?
Pardon?
Do you know where he came from?
No idea. I could show you where we found him and try follow tracks, but with this thing attacking me, it's like a chicken or something we were following, not this. I kind of need to rest a bit.
No, take your time, take your time. Did it look like he came from this tower?
The body or the...
The body. The druid.
Druid kind of fits the description of this tower, but I don't know. Dead. Why didn't you ask him?
I wish I could talk to the dead sometimes. Huh, wait a second. I saw rustling through my backpack. Ah, blast. I was meaning to pick some up and I never got around to it.
I raised my eyebrows at her.
A scroll of blood biography. It allows me to get information from someone, their name, where they come
Sorry.
from, etc., etc. It's very handy for investigation when you have a body or blood.
Does sound useful.
We'd also learn how his actual blood shed and when it was. We could tell how recently he died. How it was, although I imagine ambushed by this red cap is probably the obvious.
But we don't have one.
We don't have.
I assume the body still looks fresh and doesn't look like it's actually been dead for a while.
Yeah, it looks like this thing is killed in like the last fucking... At this point, 30 minutes?
If anyone has a vial, I can take a sample of his blood and we can do it at a later point.
There's a lab upstairs. I'm pretty sure there are a few vials that should still be usable.
Lavender goes upstairs to get one for him.
Thank you kindly, Lavender.
She comes back down. Obviously, I'm sure she finds one up there, huh?
Yeah, she finds
Yeah.
one.
She comes back down. She actually grabs 2 of 2 differing sizes and offers them to her.
I would only need a drop.
She hands him the smaller one. Her.
Do you mind if I make an incision to take more of the blood. Go on.
Say that again.
Do you mind if I make an incision just to get a drop of blood?
No, I don't mind. Just don't mutilate him and try taking.
Lavender sighs and starts looking again for the paper in her backpack, still seeing if I have it.
Don't worry, I would only need a drop.
Oh, she goes and gets one of the books off the shelves and looks for a pen.
I mean, there's some charcoal.
Alright, she takes charcoal, she takes one of the books, and she writes the words ID and shows it to Porthon.
ID. This is why we have the body, not parts of bodies.
And she makes this thing, you know, like when people go like that and dead, and like she closes her eyes, and she points at him, and it's like does that little noise and rolls her eyes like he's dead.
Yeah, respect the dead.
She rolls her eyes again.
I find a major artery, not in the neck, bit too much there, but in sort of the arm or something.
Yeah.
Take a small little nick with my kukri and just get a little bit of blood, and then pinch the wound, bleeding more. Not that it's going to clot at all, but
To actually get it out.
yeah.
Yeah, you managed to get a bit of blood into the vial.
Cork it. Put it away. Well, at least this will make sure that I pick up a few scrolls. This might also allow us to find out wherever he came from, to identify him, and perhaps then you can have your wish, sending him back to any friends or family that he might have. Now I'm done with his body. I do not need any more of it.
I'll put it in the corner and cover it up.
Very well, you do such.
And I'm going to take a rest to recover some of these hit points while they're all doing their business.
Lavender is gonna look over at Gorthon and point to the body and do a shoveling motion. Like
No, Lavender, we need to take this person back to Arcadia to get them identified and then back to their people.
She nods at her. She's gonna go out and continue then to actually make the fire that she wanted to in the first place. She did take that red cap, by the way. She's gonna hand that to Scaria.
He's going to set it down off to the side, out of the way. Minton.
Yep.
Is there any possibility of the red cap coming back to life from the cap?
What was your roll? It was like
29,
wasn't it?
I think there is, but
Not,
this is me being paranoid.
not likely. It might attract other things having something obviously with fey power in it, but
Okay.
She's going to do a slight bow to Scaria and go continue to make the fire in the fireplace.
What's everyone else doing then?
Reading.
Continue reading,
Yeah.
noting down.
Reading,
I'm going to continue taking
notes.
more books from the library to get paper to note more things down.
Taking a short
Mitten,
rest.
can I explain what she's gonna do with the fire?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, she's going to have the fire, and she's not using it actually to cook like for realsy food because she figures they all have rations. So she's actually going to use it to boil some water, and also to bake a cake because she has cake baking stuff. While that's cooking, she's gonna set up her collapsible tub and use that as well.
I mean, I'd question where you get the water for the collapsible tub from.
She can she's probably just going to use the boiling water just to kind of, well, not boiling, but like the hot water to kind of pour over her while she's in the tub. And that can come from her water skin.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Well,
How does everybody respond to this?
she's upstairs. Aren't they
Oh,
upstairs?
are you upstairs? Okay.
Yeah, I'm upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
I
Never mind that.
thought the chimney was in the same room
Yeah.
we're in, but
I was going to say, wait, you guys are at the table, aren't you? Yeah, the
Yes.
chimney's, chimney's in the same room as where everyone else is.
I suppose she could like unhook it from the fire, go upstairs, and then pour it in the bathtub. Get in and start doing that on herself there.
She would do it in front of everybody.
Yeah, it works.
When she comes back down, she's going to have more water in the kettle to heat back up, check on her cake, and using something, I don't know how she could do this, she's going to write a message on the cake.
I don't know. Use the katana to carve it in.
There we go. That's what we're gonna do. I'm using the katana to carve it, and
If
it
you
just
want
says,
a dagger, I have a dagger I can lend you.
No, she has daggers, and she kind of like thinks a second and like reaches and grabs a dagger and with that instead.
You might want to clean that thing.
Carve with katana? No. Carve with dagger.
And she goes over, and is Gorthon sleeping or just resting?
I think
He's just resting, but it seems like he's might be taking a nap right now.
She knocks. She like pushes him to wake him up.
He's BRB.
He's BRB.
Oh no.
It seems as though he's passed out a bit. It's quite hard to wake him up.
Okay. Well, she's gonna set that cake for him on that side, and then she has another one, and she's gonna bring that one over to everybody with no message in it, and just kind of puts it down. Oh wait, no, she does carve high into that cake and puts it down for them, and that's their cake.
take a slice.
thank you, Lavender.
Smile and
Yeah. And she goes and pours teas and stuff. Well, she's not smiling, by the way, at all. She's just kind of putting it in front, and then like she goes and gets tea and pours it for everybody because she has like a whole tea kit, and she pours that for him too. And then just after doing that, she doesn't say another damn word. She just goes, sits back down, and watches them eat and drink.
And here is me wanting to say that I disintegrate the cake.
Hey.
this is
I
an
eat some of the
excellent
cake.
brain.
Thank you very much, Lavender.
She gives a half, like just a simple nod, and continues. She's probably, she's gonna be cleaning her stuff now that she's already carved it into the cake, like cleaning the cake and stuff off of it.
With this break, no, would you like a break from all this reading for a bit?
What do you have in mind?
I want to try an experiment, but it requires you.
That sounds intriguing.
Not as intriguing as you might think, my darling, but
Aw, tease.
maybe when we're not in the middle of nowhere, I hang up the silver mirror and I beckon her over.
Ooh.
Lavender kind of cocks an eye at him.
With all this information going on in my head, with everything I'm trying to write down, please forgive me. But may I ask for the name of your mother again?
I have no reason for not remembering this. Nere.
Nere, please sit down in front of me. And if you could just, terribly sorry, but stay still for about an hour.
Okay.
I'm going to spend the hour break that people are having to cast Scrying, looking for Nere, using
Ping it.
Nur's face as a likeness to Nere.
Ping it in chat.
Do, do, do. I don't think it has the table, so I'll go find it. It's going to be bad at... Yeah. I have heard of the subject, and I'm hoping that... Actually, do you have anything of your mother first?
I do not.
No possessions from her, garments from her?
I shake my head. I really don't.
Then your face will have to do. And I'm hoping, to see if this works, to use Nur's face as a likeness towards her mother.
Although we know at that point that my mother was an elf.
Facial features can assist in it. Other nose bridges and where the eyes are on the might not be enough, but at the same time it might be, so worth a shot.
Worth a try. I do appreciate the effort.
It is a DC 21.
DC 21.
Second hand, so +5 to their save. If the
So-
likeness works, it's -2, so a total of +3 to
So
whatever.
let's just change the DC. So that's a DC 23 because you have a likeness. That's a DC 17 because you only have secondhand knowledge.
Ready? 18? No.
17.
Yes, 18. 23 take 5 is 18.
Oh yeah, well, man. You start to see a picture almost. You see whirling energies. The four elements: fire, earth, air, and water. Seems almost as though you're floating, not in the material plane, but through the elemental planes. And then you can't get a lock on necessarily. You see dark shadows, frozen wastelands, bright, cheerful, colourful forests, dark caverns, high up mountains, but you can't figure out where.
Okay.
You can gather that she's not on the material plane.
Ah. Well, that was a pleasant visit, that's for sure. Thank you very much, my dear Noah.
Did you find her?
Not completely. The spell did not work, per se, but I have some information for you.
Luciana has kind of cocked her head and is listening into this.
Us being here, looking for her in Arcadia? As the saying goes, we're barking up the wrong tree. Welcome back, Deb.
Welcome back.
She is not on the material plane.
Oh. Well, I didn't think it would be easy to find her, but...
What features about whatever the plane she is in did you pick up, Sorab?
I saw them all. I
Hey,
broke
DM.
I broke through what would be said as past the material boundary.
I mean, if Sarab describes it exactly as I did, she describes the elemental planes, the Shadowfell, the Feywild, the Frostfell.
So all of them.
She lists off like a double-digit list of planes.
So there's no like individual plane that sticks out as would contain all of those features.
Not that you can think of, no.
Not even like a customized demi-plane.
I mean, if it was a demi-plane, yeah, you might be able to make a demi-plane which looks exactly like all of the planes combined.
I wonder if, because forgive me, but being in every single elemental plane at once is hardly possible unless you have access to your own personal demi-plane or someone else's personal demi-plane, which is a lot tougher to get to. Would Piscara know any ways of getting to individual people's demi-planes, considering where she works?
If you have an item you can use as a focus.
So there's no way to just break into it unless you have the focus.
Or like an outside being's influence, not really.
Fair.
Also, just for sake, I will give you this. The reason I was doing the math is because the only she passed the will save, but it was only due to the fact that she wasn't on the material plane.
I gathered that was the case.
So you would know that the spell failed, but
Yeah.
it failed because she wasn't on the material plane.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I gathered from it, which I was just about to bring up. My dear Piscaria, I do believe it's not the fact that I saw she was on all of them at once, but more the fact I couldn't lock on to any individual one where she was from.
Yes, that would. That makes life difficult.
Quite so. I can try again another time, but we at least know this much.
I guess in the meantime, my only other lead is that she was trying to get into the Okushimi archipelago. So there might be more clues
again.
there. This is what we found last time during the research at the League.
Well, sorry to take you away from it and not give you too much information, but I hope it's helped a little bit. We can head back to our books.
At least I know for sure that she's alive. Which I did not so far. So thank you.
You are very welcome. And I now know that the likeness of the face works. I take my seat and head back to my reading, noting things down.
Very well, very well. What is everybody else doing?
Well, I'll go back to reading. Or after a while, probably sleep.
Everybody else? Lavender is baking a cake. What's Piscaria doing?
Well, Piscara this entire time has been flicking through different books, basically trying to get a summary of what they're about. Anything the other two aren't interested in, she's reading.
Fair.
Necromancy, how to raise a dead.
But Sarah's just the kind of person to devour an entire library's worth of books because
She can.
she can. Yeah. Also, Mia, don't you take care of your dog?
Uh, I will, yes. I do need to go do that.
I was going to say, I also have a 9 a.m. Marked lab tomorrow, so I was going to ask if we can finish early, potentially. So, once,
Fine with me.
I was going to say, if we have everybody flick through all of the books.
Will it be done? Will it take us all, like,
Right.
if we fast forward, all of the next day as well?
Yeah, well, to read the contents. So it'd be a day of reading, of resting, and then whatever anybody else would be doing, if anything.
I do want to say Muse wouldn't sleep.
If you do get a long rest, regain a whole 12 hit points. Woo!
Hey, Hobbit, you get 12 hit points back.
Yay!
That was like, what, one of the two swings?
Well, we're back over half.
And I'm going to restore my spell slots now.
I'm going to spend the entire night reading more. And the entire day reading. I want to know everything. In small breaks, I will scry. I need to look at what I said to you like 2 weeks ago, Minton.
Yes. Also, I like Gorthon. You gain more hit points.
What?
No, wait, no, you don't. Never mind. I just looked at your sheet. Your con mod is 0. I lied. I'm sorry.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah, the 2 more times of the last 2 people I've mentioned in the last thing I sent to you like 2 weeks ago.
So mysterious.
I will
It's people from our
detail.
history that you don't know. So
I will
I'm not bothering.
detail you with those as to what happens at some time during the week. Then,
Okay.
what's
this
everybody
is-
else?
I was going to say, if this is roughly where you're calling it, Minton, as a reminder, I am not here for the next 2 weeks.
What that means then is, if we end the session potentially with everybody teleporting back to Arcadia,
Mm-hmm.
unless anybody wants to do anything else, because I'm presuming that's what you guys would do once you finish reading the books.
Yeah.
That means that the next 2 weeks can be party does
Piscarialist.
fun stuff. Yeah, Piscarialist.
As a note, Noor would ask Piscaria if she knows anyone who knows Repair Undead, because I want to teach that to my ring of spell knowledge.
Do I know anyone that knows Repair Undead, Minton?
Repair Undead.
It's a first level spell.
The fuck is Repair Undead?
Something
would-
to heal Sarab and
It would
Sarul.
allow me to heal Sarab and Sarul a little bit.
That's pretty malicious. Yeah, you'd be able to find.
Wait, you have healing spells
Oh,
for
wait.
normal people?
No, this only heals undead.
Oh. No, my question was, do you have...
Me?
People
No,
not
I'm a
dead.
sorcerer.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
No, our healer ran away.
Okay.
Can't rangers take? Yeah, rangers can take cure
Yeah.
wounds.
Yeah, I can take cure wounds. I was wondering if anyone else could heal more tea.
It's part of my spell list, but I don't have them known.
Yeah,
I know,
I
yeah.
fiddle about with my spells.
But you'd probably know a white necromancer who'd know it.
Fair. then
Cool.
I will point her in that person's direction. Mia, when we get 7 level spells, the first one I'm taking is Plane Shift. So if we still haven't found Noah's mother by then, if you take Locate Person and I take Plane Shift, I have a theory on where she might be. Basically, we go.
Remind me of that whenever we level up, because that might
That'll
take
be
a
level
while.
It's gonna
14.
be quite a while away.
Yeah, but that will be like we plane shift to the plane where I think Noah's mother is. Noah goes Locate Person, which shows you the direction to where they are. We then teleport.
What is the fortitude?
I'm staying up all night and all day reading.
Oh shit, yeah. You managed to do it. You're exhausted by the end of it, but you managed to do it.
And I don't get my spell slots.
No, no, you do not.
And I don't heal anything.
No, you do not. Does anybody else do anything during the second day, or just read the books?
Read. The reading.
If Gothon's not doing anything else, I can end up, like, having him assist me in some of the Sylvan stuff and try and, like, impart some knowledge onto him as well about the Fae.
Sure, I can read Sylvan, so
I have to go take care of the doggo. I'll cut the recording here, but feel free to keep going.
I was just gonna end
but
it
I
with.
think we're wrapping up, so I really have to go.
I was just gonna end it with you all, finish reading your books and teleport back to Arcadia.
I store all the notes that I've made about everything, which hopefully I've managed to copy a good amount.
Oh yeah, I've been taking notes on everything.
Same.
That's why I've been up all night.
Although my notes are
wait,
more
you're
just
staying
what.
up all night?
Yes, I stayed up all night.
I will cast Keep Watch on you.
Then I don't get exhausted.
Though my notes are more just what each book